Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to do the reviews probably for the next couple of weeks in here or in the den area because the bugs are just too loud outside. So I'm not going to be able to do anything outside. And this evening, on the way back from the last excursion out in western Kansas, way back I stopped at a small liquor store and I seen this. I've never seen it before. I might have seen it when I was younger. They've had another version of it that's a little different from the little bit I could find on it on the internet. It's a Heaven Hill product. It is old 1889 brand. Excuse me. Charcoal filtered genuine sour mash. This is a 1 liter bottle. 40% ABV. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, distilled in Kentucky, bottled at old 1889 distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. The label's old. I don't know if that's really that old of a alcohol or not. I know, yeah, I don't know much about it. And it says on the back on the label, old 1889 brand. Taste never varies. Old 1889 brand is a high grade, and I gotta have my magnifying glass here. We'll start over. Old 1889 brand is a high grade sour mash, rich bodied bourbon whiskey distilled in the heart of bluegrass country. It has been properly aged by being originally placed in new charred white oak barrels and warehoused in uniform temperatures. Together with careful storage handling, it is mellow in flavor and fragrant in bouquet. Distilled in Kentucky, bottled by Old 1889 Distillery, Bardstown, Kentucky. This whiskey is 36 months old, distilled in Kentucky. It's a 3-year-old whiskey. Has the UPC on the neck, which is strange. It is a screw top. I've already had some, and I actually paid $18.79 for it. For an inexpensive, for probably what is, I think, probably known as an inexpensive bourbon. It's $18.79, might seem steep, but for something I've never had before, sounds, had to get it. Oh, it has this award like most do on the cover of the bottle there. It is Kentucky State Fair Award for Excellence. And does it have the date on it? I don't see the date anywhere on it. I don't see the date on it. Maybe people out there have seen this brand, know more about it, they can make a comment on it. It's not a bad whiskey for a 3-year-old bourbon. Time out, I'm in. Get the cap. It was fly away. All right. I do have notes on it. It's 40% ABV. The older version, I believe, was 90 proof. Maybe even higher than that, but I think it was 90 proof. What I've seen. It's got good thick viscosity, slow legs. It is a medium, slightly dark amber. And it's, I like Heaven Hill products. I'll tell you right now. For a 3-year-old bourbon, this smells a little older than 3 years old to me. It may not be, but it has a very good nose. I mean, it's got cinnamon, vanilla, and caramel all day long. And it just keeps coming at you. It is a wonderful nose on it. And I think this is considered a mixer by a lot of people that may know. Usually a 40% bourbon like this is considered a mixer, 33-year-old. But it has a good nose for a mixer. Let's see what my notes say on here. Oh, I get the sweet corn too, yes. Sweet corn caramel, cinnamon and vanilla, just on the nose. Let's go in for the palate taste. For 40%, this does not taste watered down. This is one of the few 40% bourbons. I think they actually hit it pretty right on it. Still the sweet corn. That comes through in spades. Getting the vanilla. We're still getting the caramel. Touch of cherries. Ooh. It is a medium length finish. It is a good, even mouth coating. No bitter aftertaste. There is a slight red licorice that comes down the back side of the finish there. It's not just slight. There's a red licorice in the background there, which is unusual. I don't usually get that on a bourbon. And the vanilla finish as well too. This is actually a pretty good bourbon for what it is. This is smooth, and I don't know that, I know that's a word that's poo-pooed on, but that's a good way of putting it. It's a good way of, that's a good descriptor in this particular case. This bourbon here, of all the bourbons I've ever tasted recently, this bourbon is what we call cowboy bourbon. You see the cowboys in the movies go. Straight from the bottle. Great. No burn. No weird faces. No. It is just a good, even flavored bourbon. Not overly complex. It's hitting you with just all the generalized bourbon flavors you'd expect, except for maybe the licorice. And the licorice is only in the finish. But as the flavors that are there are bold. They're not muted by the 40% ABV. Normally you get a muted flavoring. I do. When you start getting below about the 45%, some of that stuff comes out as a muted flavoring. This case, no. Don't know anything about it. Don't know a whole lot about it. Do you know I like it? Now I got the burps because I cowboyed it. Woo. I had Mexican earlier today, so it's probably mixing with that real well right now down in my stomach pit. Not overwhelmingly complex, but a good solid bourbon. And for bourbon, I give it a good solid score of, what did I put down on the paper? Let me think about that and score. You know, I give it an 80 out of 100. I would buy this again. For that price, I would buy this again. I think this is worth it, if I could find it again. I've just never seen it before. It was an oddball. It was neat. I like oddball stuff, so of course I'm going to buy it and try it for you guys. So if you find your bottle, don't be scared to pay the money for it. Give it a spin. I think you might enjoy it. With that being said, remember, the spirit in your glass is not running from you. Take your time, sip it, and enjoy it. Don't cowboy it, and you'll be better for it. Good evening.